He feels amazing. Well, of course, he's on drugs. Testosterone is a drug, and it does in fact make you feel better. Up to a point, of course. If you take too much testosterone, it gives you anxiety, makes you feel horrendous. It makes you feel and look like Mike Israetel, which is a horrible side effect now, isn't it? Coach Greg, in today's video, Alex Eubank shows us what 1 month of HRT looks like. The only thing it doesn't look like, this is what 1 month of using steroids looks like. Alex can say all he likes that he's just on HRT. But we all know this is not actually HRT.
It's crazy that just this little thing here is gonna make me look phenomenal.
And so if that did not look like an ad for using steroids, then I don't know what is.
Probably about 5 to 20 DMs a day saying, thank you so much, Tuggy, you inspired me to take steroids.
I would say I'm definitely bigger. I weighed myself literally just before recording this after one meal, and I weighed 184. Usually at this body fat level, I weigh 173, 174, so.
Here's the thing. Gaining 12 pounds of muscle when on HRT, it's not normal. But gaining 12 pounds of muscle when your testosterone levels are through the roof, that is in fact normal. Now consider this, TRT is testosterone replacement therapy. Does it look like he's simply replacing his natural testosterone, or does it not look like he's on a cycle? Look at his physique. Does it not look like he's put on a significant amount of muscle? Bro did a better transformation in 3 weeks than what I did in 3 years. Main gaining sucks. He main gained. Did he in fact go on a bulk and put on any amount of body fat whatsoever? No, it's all muscle. And so what he's doing is he's putting on muscle while keeping his body fat the same, which is exactly what main gaining is. And so if we're saying, oh, main gaining sucks, it doesn't work, clearly it's working wonders. You're feeling great because you're taking drugs. Stop normalizing this stuff. Alex's response, prescription TRT, keep coping though. They're both right. Alex is on what the doctor prescribed him. He's open, honest, and transparent, and so he's doing nothing wrong. The doctor prescribed him this, and he's listening to his doctor. People have speculated he's lying about what he's taking. I don't believe that to be true, but I believe that 200 milligrams a week for Alex is in fact a mini cycle. And if you disagree with me, how is it that he's putting on 12 pounds in 5 weeks? Many people go on a cycle of steroids and they only put on 12 pounds at the end of 12 weeks. And these guys are often on test, trend, everything in sight. And so quite clearly, his testosterone levels are at a super physiological level. There's no way he's putting on 12 pounds of muscle by simply replacing the testosterone that his body actually makes.
My sleep has been better. 3, better mental clarity for sure. And I'm also able to wake up a lot earlier, feeling more rested.
And so of course he feels great. He's on a mini cycle, which is called TRT, but what it should be called is testosterone optimization therapy. His testosterone levels are optimized, as in put through the roof to make him feel amazing. Now, if he can maintain testosterone levels this high and have blood work to back up that he's being healthy and he's being monitored by a doctor, then how is this bad? And no, it's not good that Alex felt social media pressures in order to feel he had to look like this, and that by him doing this, thousands of younger kids around the world are gonna think, I also wanna go on TRT. What's really sad is that Alex Eubank and others, especially teenagers, are feeling the need to use steroids in order to make themselves look better, to make them fit in. OMG, bro, some of these kids' minds have been so warped from social media, thinking steroids are normal and okay. The fitness industry is mad corny for trying to normalize this shit. Now, if you actually need HRT, your testosterone levels are in the tank, you have low sex drive, you can't build muscle, you have brain fog, then what you need to do is get your blood work taken. Now remember, I'm partnered with Transcend. Now remember, with Transcend, you get your blood work done. A medical professional looks over your blood work and decides if you need testosterone. Or perhaps it's something else, but they will determine whether or not you need it. And remember, there are far, far more people abusing steroids, buying it from bro at the gym, not knowing what they're getting. than people who are legitimately taking prescription steroids from a doctor known as testosterone.
It's funny because a lot of videos are going viral because everyone's saying, yo, he's like hyper responder, he's like getting so, like everyone's saying like my physique is like changing like somewhat after just a few weeks.
But here's the thing that I want to make clear. Just because you're on TRT doesn't mean you're going to look like Alex Eubank. You're not going to put on 12 pounds of muscle. 200 milligrams of testosterone a week, that is a lot. Alex is on 200 milligrams a week. I don't believe he's lying. I believe him when he says that's all he's taken. And so, in my opinion, he's a hyper responder. Most people are not going to put on 12 pounds of muscle in 5 weeks, despite the fact that they're prescribed testosterone from a doctor. That is a lot, even if he were to triple that dose.
I will tell you that a lot of that though is just water and glycogen. You are going to be fuller when you're like on.
Remember, when you do in fact take testosterone, a lot of it is going to be water. And so yes, he put on 12 pounds of muscle. I believe that to be true. But a lot of the muscle that he has, it is in fact a lot of water. And so in comparison, when I said I put on 4 pounds of muscle in a month taking testosterone, I wasn't lying. It's 1/3 as much as Alex Eubank took, and I am in fact a hyper responder. Manfina influenced more kids to do steroids than last time. Actually, yes, I also agree with that. Alex Eubank, for many people, is their hero. And if your hero is using steroids, namely HRT, then they're also going to do it. But remember, it's not Alex's job to simply do what everyone wants. He is his own person, he's 24, he's an adult, and if he wants to use HRT prescribed by a doctor, well, that's better than simply doing steroids in secret. Why is everyone hating on Alex when he is taking a very minor cycle, but all these guys idolize Sam Sulek and Sebum who are on boatloads of gear? Great point. And so do you see the irony? Why is it that Sam Sulek gets the pass? We all know Sam Sulek is on more than HRT prescribed by a doctor. He's most likely abusing steroids at much higher doses. And Sebum has been on steroids since he was 18. Bro has 25 million followers. Multi-millionaire. Everyone knows he's not natural. He's admitted this. But yet he gets the pass. Why? Is it because he has more muscle than Alex Eubank? Because he's a Mr. Olympia champion, it's okay? If somebody is 24 and wants to use steroids, which is Alex Eubank. Alex Eubank clearly wanted to use steroids, but he never wanted to break the law. He wanted to get his blood work done to make sure that he was healthy, and he said, enough is enough. Social media did this to Alex Eubank. And so he wanted to keep up with the Joneses. He wanted to have a better physique. He wanted to feel better. And so on the one end, I understand why people are hating him. We don't like it because you're promoting steroids to young kids. He is, in fact, indirectly doing so. He's not telling anyone to do this. He's simply being open, honest, and transparent. How can we hate on him? He's being honest. He's not lying. Alex Eubank is on low doses, but what he needs to understand is that just because he's prescribed HRT by a doctor doesn't mean that he's not actually on steroids. It's the same thing. And so when you see Alex going through the poses, look at the size of the chest, the fullness. Bro looks like he's put on more muscle in 3 weeks than most people have put on in 3 years, and that's not cap. And so in the first 4 weeks, he was up 10 pounds at the same body fat percentage. That is a lot. And in my opinion, that is proof that it's not actually HRT. If you're on HRT, you're simply replacing what your body should be making. And so, for example, my testosterone dose is far lower than Alex Eubank. I've personally reached out to him and I've told him, you're on too much HRT. Once you get your blood work done, you're going to find out that it's through the roof. And so, yes, it's prescribed by a doctor. And if that's the dose they give him, of course he can do it. But he should also be saying, look, I know I'm on HRT, but it's high dose HRT. And rather than calling it testosterone replacement therapy, I feel it should be called testosterone optimization therapy. I just want to get jacked and as shredded as humanly possible while only taking doctor prescribed doses. And all those doses are very high. The doctors determine that it's safe. And so is it not better that he does this than abusing alcohol, smoking cigarettes, and so on? Those are all legal. But should they be?
I will tell you that a lot of that though is just water and glycogen. You are going to be fuller when you're like on.
And so Alex realizes that a lot of the weight that he's gained is in fact water in the muscle. But remember, muscle is mostly water, about 80%. And so when you have full glycogen stores, when you're on testosterone, you're gonna look a lot fuller. Muscles are gonna puff out better, you're gonna have better pumps and so on. This is no different than, for example, when you take testosterone or take creatine, your muscles can appear bigger, fuller, more pumped than ever before. And so when I surveyed 100,000 plus people, 50% of the people said they didn't notice when they took creatine. Now, some of those people, they gained 10 pounds of muscle in a month. On creatine, you're thinking that's not possible. When I take creatine, I can't notice a difference. I can't tell I'm on it, I can't tell I'm off of it. But with testosterone in comparison, it's excessively noticeable. And other YouTubers have put testosterone to the test. For example, Johnny Shreve used testosterone, says he feels it absolutely makes him have more intensity in the gym and it gets stronger.
Like I do feel stronger. Like feel every rep, I feel like every fiber is just really just gripping everything, right? What could work for me might not work for anybody else. But I know my body, I'm very aware of my body. I know how my body feels with any kind of something in it. I know the difference.
In comparison, Tanner's used testosterone, says, I didn't notice anything. Although he got stronger, it didn't say his before and after body weight, and his testosterone levels also went up, which is not from testosterone. He says he didn't feel it.
Technically speaking, that is 1 rep better than before. Maybe half a rep, depending on how you count it. Ugh. But it's taking me a while to get there. I don't think the Turk is working.
But remember, he used testosterone for 40 days and he got stronger. Is it possible that if he had not used testosterone, he wouldn't have gotten stronger? Of course he might have. We don't know. But remember, we offer a money-back guarantee. And so if you buy testosterone and you don't like it, you can get your money back. Can you do the same thing with creatine? I don't think so. And so what do you have to lose?
One thing I'm definitely noticing though, my metabolism's definitely higher because I'm way hungrier throughout the day.
Why do you think that is? Nutrient partitioning. That means that a lot of the calories he's consuming are going towards building muscle. For every pound of muscle you build, it takes approximately 2,700 calories. It varies from person to person, but on average, 2,700 calories. And so if he put on 10 pounds of muscle, that's 27,000 calories. At that rate, he would need to consume 900 extra calories per day in order to build all that muscle. No wonder he's more hungry. And so when I used to coach people and they would take things like testosterone, Anavar, and so on, their calories had to actually go up. They're going on a diet while increasing calories and building muscle, losing fat at the same time. You're thinking it's impossible, but it's not. Your metabolism is literally through the roof. But remember, all good things come to an end. Eventually, Alex is not going to put on any more muscle, even though he's on HRT. Perhaps after 6 or 8 months, his body will then be at a new normal. Your body stabilizes, and at that point, your calorie intake cannot be as high. All good things come to an end, and what I'm afraid of is that Alex Eubank will then want to up the dose. He's having an amazing time. He feels amazing. Well, of course, he's on drugs. Testosterone is a drug, and it does, in fact, make you feel better. Up to a point, of course. If you take too much testosterone, it gives you anxiety, makes you feel horrendous. It makes you feel and look like Mike Israetel, which is a horrible side effect now, isn't it?
Feeling more like I hate using this term, but like you feel more confident in terms of like, because I'm like usually a very passive person.
And so what he's describing right now is the dominance hierarchy. When you're on testosterone, you have elevated levels of testosterone, you feel more like a man. You feel more alpha, more dominant, controlling, and other people can piss you off. And so when bro from Bangladesh starts writing about you in the comment section, all you feel is rage.
But as of recently, like when something does come up or like, I don't know how to explain like a specific scenario, but like I will feel like aggressiveness, not that it's roid rage, but I'll feel the aggressive side.
Remember, I've known and coached a number of people take steroids, and this often happens. It changes the way that you are. You're no longer the person you once were. Now, for some people, that's a good thing. If they were very passive, non-aggressive, and so on, they didn't have that extra oomph, that extra drive. With testosterone, it in fact goes through the roof. But other people who are more susceptible, it increases the aggression and the rage. They get angry.
Man, it'd be cool to like fight a dog with just your hands.
Definitely hold a lot more water, so I definitely got to start watching my salt intake and like probably sugar and stuff.
And so a lot of that water weight comes from testosterone converting to estrogen, and so I do believe his dose is too high. Now, if you need to take other drugs as a result of taking the testosterone you're on, then it's not replacement therapy. And so if you're on testosterone and then now you need to take this and to take that, you need to take 5 different things, it's called polypharmacy. That is not good. And so my recommendation, if you are on HRT, your dose should be low enough that you feel normal, that you feel good, but not so high that you're getting negative side effects.
Notice the edge is fuller. So far, I'm loving it though.
But notice, he's put on 12 pounds without going on a bulk. Bulking, unless you're at a very low body fat percentage, it's not actually beneficial. If you're at 15% body fat, you're carrying a normal amount of body fat, you have normal levels of testosterone production, eating in a calorie surplus, bulking up and so on, it's not gonna help you. You're gonna gain a lot of fat and barely any muscle, and when you go on a diet, you're gonna realize that you gained all that fat for what?
I don't know who's pushed like this narrative online of that, but like, again, I don't know how many times I have to say it. Dude, if you guys watch like my Snapchat, you see I eat.
Alex, just because you eat a lot of calories doesn't mean you're eating enough. You said it yourself. You said that your testosterone levels were at 922 nanograms per deciliter, and then when you went on a cut, it was at 350. Now, I've stated I don't believe you that you aren't on enclomiphene. I personally believe you had to have taken enclomiphene, that it wouldn't make sense that just because you went on a bulk, your testosterone levels went up to over 900. But let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say you were not lying, you've never taken anything. Let's go with that. If that were true and you're eating more calories when you bulked, it went up to over 900. That is very impressive. Top 1% of people are gonna produce testosterone that much. Then you went on a cut and your testosterone levels went down to 350. And so if I was a thinking man, which I am, I'd think, maybe I should eat more calories so that my testosterone levels go back to 920. Would that not make sense? And so just because you say you're eating a lot, are you really? What is a lot? I eat 3,500 calories on a low day. What was your low day? And so is 3,500 a lot? I don't think so. I'm leaner than Alex Eubank. I have a fast metabolism. I burn off a lot of calories and have a lot of muscle. And so 3,500 calories for me, if I were not on HRT, probably wouldn't be enough. At 8% body fat and 49 years of age, I'd probably have very low levels of testosterone. And so I wouldn't feel good. And so I'd have to eat more, perhaps 4,000 calories, to get my body fat up to 12 to 15%, at which I would then feel healthy. And so if Alex Eubank never was on enclomiphene and his testosterone levels went down to 350 from in the 900s for being on a cut, then Lex Little is correct. You simply needed to eat more.
It's funny that people think I've been this dude who's only eaten like 2,000, 2,300 calories every day for the last like 4 years, when that is so far from the truth. It's not even funny.
So Alex, describe why you were at 922 nanograms per deciliter and then it went down to 350. Can you explain us that? And so tell me, honestly, how can I believe you that you weren't on enclomiphene when your testosterone levels went to over 900? What was that from? I want to hear your argument. Was it not from eating more food? How was it exactly? Make me a believer. And so if you're interested in Transcend, click the link in the description. But if you don't need Transcend, remember, why not start with Turkesterone as well as GO2 Max? Code Greg, 15% off, money back guarantee. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those two bloops. And don't forget to get the free diet and training program on my website. And while you're there, you can pick up the friggin' cookbook. And until next time, I am out.